Okay, so today is Fab Friday, and our special guest I'm going to talk about in just 1 second, but I just want to run through the things that we like to do in the very beginning of our meeting. So happy Fab Friday. Today, I'm super grateful to have each and every one of you part of the mastermind, and I'm very grateful that Aana Camp has made it time for us this morning to share some amazing information that I got to hear the other day. And I can't tell you how happy I am that she's sharing it with all of us. Morning affirmations, one of the things, as I've told a lot of you over the past several months, is the affirmations really, really have helped me. And I should have asked Aana to share her affirmations. Maybe she will. They're so good. And this is just a wonderful way to start your day with morning affirmations and reminding yourself how, grateful and happy and healthy, wealthy, all of the things that we want out of our life, and just reminding ourselves in our brain and talking out loud and saying it out loud. And I love that. I love this quote by Sean Aker: positive brains have a biological advantage over brains that are negative or neutral. And that makes a whole lot of sense to me. And over the last few years, learning so much about positivity and positive psychology, not only from Miriam, but of course my daughter as well. So this is something to really think about in changing your brain, training your brain. This week, on week 2 of April, we've been all focused on becoming personally NLC qualified and 3 or free qualified, and helping our team do the same. So on Monday, I'm going to put up a slide of all of the people that are NLC qualified and 3 or free qualified. So we have until Sunday basically to all do our best. We want to bring this group. We want to get this group doing the same thing, and really making sure that happens for yourself in the first 2 weeks of the month, so we can help everybody else get there as well. I also want to remind everybody that we have now until Sunday night for the purge. They actually gave us a few more days to contact people and let people know. So if there are people out there that you've been trying to contact to see if they're interested in turning on their ADOs, it's a good time to really do that this weekend. But no matter what, we want to try our very, very best to get NLC and 3 or free so that we can help everybody else do the same thing. So here we go. I am so excited to introduce my friend and our mentor, and somebody who I respect so much. And she did the senior director call yesterday, which was, oh my gosh, it was an amazing call. And one of the things about becoming a senior director in this company, there's a lot of great things. Obviously, there's money, there's a car, there's bonuses, there's all these things once you get to that level. But one of the greatest things is this call that is provided by the company for us, with the leadership and the mentoring of David Bird and his company. And so it was just an amazing call. And I called Aana and I said, please share with all of us some of the things that were discussed on the call, because it's action. It's stuff that you really want to know and you learn. So I'm super excited to bring on my friend and our international marketing director here at Miriam, Miss Aana Camp herself. Are you there, Aana?
I am here, Annie. Good morning. Oh my gosh, I love this Zoom. You guys are so incredibly blessed to have somebody who loves you so much, that is such an extraordinary leader, that provides this every single morning for you guys. And she was just adorable yesterday, Annie, when she said, will you get on it? I mean, it is early. I'm like, so what? I'd love to get on. And I was just giggling with that, thinking about it just now when Annie was telling me, or when Annie was talking to you guys. But what a great way to start the morning, you guys. These affirmations are so important, really, to get your head right for the beginning of the day, and give you, just that foundation to go out and be not only feeling good about yourself, but also, I call it being the person that lights up the room, because this is so much about this business is so much about being attractive. And when you start the day with getting your own head straight and being just really grateful and reading your daily affirmations and read them out loud, guys, because neurologists have determined that the speech center of the brain has total dominion over every nerve cell in the body. So reading them out loud even magnifies them that much more. So I love that. Love the way you got started. Yes, I will give you my favorite affirmation. It's I attract positive, successful, self-motivated leaders who can do their Nerium business with or without me. As a matter of fact, they're coming to me right now effortlessly as I read this. And I can get that out to Annie, and she could, put that up for you guys on your Facebook page if you want it later, want to look at it later. But with that said, yeah, I was on the senior director call yesterday, and the topic, Jenny Bird and David Bird, Jenny Berger and David Bird are both doing the opening. So they'll do the first 20 to 30 minutes of the senior director call with a different topic. And yesterday's topic was planning the day before the day begins. And it's really near and dear to my heart. And it was the single most important, most valuable thing that I learned without question from David Bird. I coach personally with David Bird. And what I realized about that was that I had been allowing my life to be designed for me. And one of the things that David Bird says, you're either going to design it yourself, or you're going to get up and you're going to fall into your text messages, and then you're going to fall into Facebook, and then you're going to answer some emails, and before you know it, you've done nothing really productive for your day or for yourself. And so planning the day before the day begins really was where all of this started yesterday. And I want to just make a quick note of that, because you're either the person that is watching it happen, you're making it happen, or you're sitting back and going, oh my gosh, what happened? And I realized that I was, in many cases, the person that was going, oh my gosh, what just happened? Because I was not being proactive about designing and creating and scheduling and determining exactly what I wanted for my life. And so much time was getting away. And David Bird so eloquently says, you're either growing or you're declining. And that was a very scary thing to me, because there is no such thing as status quo. There is no such thing as staying the same. And so when you're doing nothing, when you're not designing it for yourself, when you're not the night before planning the day before the day begins, you are absolutely not in control of any of your destiny. And I don't know about you guys, but I want a life that's extraordinary, not one that's just ordinary. And so please plan the day before the day begins. Take whatever you have on your calendar as a time scheduled event, plug it into your David Bird planner or whatever calendar you use, into your daily calendar, so that you can see exactly what you need to do at exactly the time that you need to do it. And you can see where the space is in your daily planner. And when you can see where the space is, that gives your brain enough of a rest to kind of say, I don't have to keep it up here. It's right here in front of me. And then, of course, all of us keep our planner throughout the day right. I keep mine to the side of my desk, right where I can see it, so that if I get off track, or if I see that I've got a little bit of extra time. And for those of us that work, guys, I don't know if you remember my story or not. I'm not going to tell my whole story this morning, but I am going to remind you guys that I did start this business working full time. I had 30 minutes a day to do this business. So my biggest advice always, for your whatever time you have to work your Nerium business, if it's 30 minutes a day, an hour a day, 2 hours a day, 5 hours a day, whatever it is, be very intentional about that and clock in. And I think that people that have too much time throughout the day, or have a lot of time throughout the day, they don't take the time to clock in and determine what are the hours or what's the time that I'm going to work my Nerium business. So you guys are probably understanding here that I'm pretty intentional about the way I go about this business, and I was from the beginning. And the number one thing for all of this is consistency. It doesn't matter that you work 5 hours a day, because if you're working 1 hour a day, you have to be consistent. And I know that you guys know what I mean when I say every day that you let Nerium get away from you and you don't work your Nerium business, the harder it is to get back to being focused on your Nerium business. I know I've done it. I did it in the beginning, and I had to create something in my schedule where I did the same thing every day. And that's one of the reasons why this mastermind group every single morning is so incredibly effective. Okay, because it's something that's done every single day, something that you can plug into every day, something that you can use to get your day started right, get your head started right, and your day started right, and your Nerium business started right. So my little segment here today, I really want to talk about this next part, which is, I think the part that Annie got such a kick out of yesterday on the SD call was, and since you have control of the slides, I'm gonna go back to some of these slides where they can grab the notes from or take pictures of the slides, afterwards. But this coming Saturday is Sample Saturday, and that's why, or tomorrow actually, is Sample Saturday, and that's why this is so really relevant. I was talking yesterday about lately many of you know, I've been, really, really prospecting. I've been really, really working on recruiting. I've been really honing my craft in this business. The better I get, the better my team gets, because the more I have to really to pour out on you guys and talk about kind of some of the things that I've been doing that's working. And this is real pertinent for tomorrow for Sample Saturday. So with Sample Saturday, guys, sometimes we think that the company comes up with these little ideas and that they don't pertain to us. And sometimes we think that the company comes up with these little ideas and, oh, that's kind of corny. But you know what? If you plug into the rhythm of what the company is doing and what we're all doing for Sample Saturday, if you plug in and do these things, your team will do these things as well. None of us should have a lot of product at home. So if you've got product at home, I want to encourage you to get it out this Saturday. So our night cream, we know, is absolutely, our night cream first I want to talk about. Our night cream is the flagship product. It is the #1 selling product of our entire line. Some of us got started in this business when there was only night cream, and it took a lot more time to sample the night cream, right? If you have some, I think some of us have gone, wow, this eye serum is so easy. I'm just going to let that night cream sit there. Guys, get the night cream out, okay? Please get it in the hands. Write down right now in front of you how many bottles of the night cream you have sitting at home. Your employees that have their feet up on the desk, that are eating donuts, drinking coffee, and not working. I'm not really sure how a bottle of night cream can drink coffee and eat a donut, but they are your employees. They do need to get out. So please write down how many you have, and right next to it, come up with a couple people that you can give it to. I don't even care if you walk across the street and hand it to your neighbor and just say, one of the things I got to do for my business is put this in the hands of somebody. You're the name I wrote down. I just got to have you try this for me. I don't care how you do it, but get them out, get them to work, okay? And the other thing is this wonderful eye serum. And I've been out with this eye serum having just, seriously, you guys, the time of my life. Something that I've done recently in my Nerium business has tweaked it in a way that has changed so much for me. And really what we know about these eye serum, our eye serum and our eye patches, is they work really quickly. The eye patches have become probably my favorite personal product. And people say to me, well, how often do you use them? And I say, well, the company doesn't follow you around and check how often you're using them. Thank goodness, because I have one on my nightstand in the morning. I'll pop them on in the morning. You guys all know, because I know you've all tried these eye patches, how great they are. But the eye serum is my #1 secret weapon. I have it with me all the time. And so what I'll do is, of course, I get very, very excited. And I'm going to go through this in a story form, because I want to give you guys the story. So how I got started doing this was really quite by accident. But I'm on a plane coming home. I was on my way home from Dallas. I was actually really quite tired, and thought I'd really just like to take a nap, when the woman next to me named Nancy Scott decides to strike up a conversation. And she was just lovely, and she had this great energy about her, and she just wanted to talk. And we began to do what I always do, which is just learn about the person. My goal is just to find out as much as I can about the person. And where does she live? And she's got a daughter with 4 kids. And, and finding out that she'd been gone from home for a couple of weeks. And so she was worried about her garden. And, we got talking about her grandkids, and we got talking about what she does for a living. And I found out that she was single and she's in the real estate business. And, the more I found out about her, finally she says, so what do you do? And of course, those of you that know me know that, when someone says that to me, it's like, come to mama, because I'm just waiting for you to ask me what I do. And of course, I started giggling and I said, oh my gosh, I'm in the anti-aging business. And she says, wow, you are? And you can see in that little moment that the person that you say that to, it starts to think, okay, well, what does she mean by that? Is she an esthetician? Does she have a spa? Is she a plastic surgeon? Does she, what does she do in the anti-aging business? Does she sell products? Does she work at the counter at Nordstrom? What does she do? In just those seconds, they're trying to figure it out. And so she finally says, well, like, what do you mean? Well, what do you, like, what is that? What do you do? And I said, well, you know what? It's way easier to show you than it is to tell you. Picture, 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 picture. And of course, she's not looking at me. She's looking at the pictures, which is what we're looking to do. So she says, oh my gosh, well, I need to know more about that. What's it called? And I said, gosh, you know what, Nancy, I've got to get back to finishing this book I'm listening to on tape. I've got a talk I've got to give in the next few days, and I've really got to get it finished, but let's exchange numbers when we get home. I'll just get you some to try. You can try it for free. But I got to get back. And so I quickly put my headphones in because I didn't want to throw up all over her, did not want to get into sales mode. And so I began to go back to my book. And later she grabs me by the baggage claim. She's like, let's give numbers and this and that. So we decide to go out and have a coffee a couple days later at Starbucks. She calls me the night before and she confirms the appointment. Don't you love it when that happens? And we go to Starbucks, we sit at Starbucks, and I spend the first 10 minutes asking her about how her plants are doing. And, oh my gosh, aren't you glad to be home? And, wow, what's your week like? And I did not bring up one thing about Miriam, but of course she did because I didn't. And she was just she's like, okay, so did you bring me some of that stuff to try? And I said, oh yeah, I brought you some of the night cream. And, oh my gosh, Nancy, did I tell you about the eye serum? She's like, no, you guys have eye serum too. I'm like, oh my gosh. She goes, well, what does it do? And I said, oh my gosh, way easier to show you than tell you. Picture, 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 picture. And I said, you know what? I brought some with me. Let's try it on. She goes, try it on. I said, oh yeah, these pictures are in like 15 minutes, Nancy. We got to try this stuff on. I pull it out. I take her before picture and I put the eye serum on. And she's kind of giggling like, I can't believe we're sitting in Starbucks and you're putting the eye serum on. But this whole exchange was fun and funny. And I'm like, oh yeah, let's put the eye serum on right here. Come on, Starbucks, let's do it here. Well, I've got makeup on. I'm like, so what? I've got makeup on too. Let's put them on. I'll put some on too. We'll both put some on. And I'm making this a very fun and funny exchange. And while I'm doing this and showing her pictures, which are on my iPad, I have my back strategically to the door at Starbucks because I want people to be looking at the pictures too behind me. And as I'm turning the pictures, I'm enlarging them and I'm watching people behind me kind of taking a look at the pictures. But I'm really focused on Nancy. And then I start to tell her while we're looking, she wants to know about the night cream because she's so fixated on the fact that I'm going to give her some night cream. A few minutes later, right, 15 minutes or so later, we take the after picture. I put the pictures together quickly. I put them in a frame magic on my app. I turn them, or I save them to my phone. I turn them around. I show them to her. And of course she gets great before and after pictures. And she's like, what? Can't believe that. I said, oh my gosh, isn't it awesome? And she goes, text them to me. Okay. So I text them to her right away. She's got them on her phone. She's looking at them and I go, Nancy, here you go. I go, look how great you look. Oh my gosh. If this works for you, how many people do you know that would love to have a product like this? She's like, oh man, everybody. And then I said, okay, let's text a couple people. She's like, all right, let's text a couple people. So she gets really excited. She texts the picture to a couple of her friends. And she texts one to her daughter, who she says is working. She's in the middle of her work day. And she texts another one to her best friend. And she starts to text them some words. And I said, no, let me tell you what to write. I said, write this. OMG. Oh my gosh. This stuff works. This is me in only 15 minutes. And I go, okay, hit send. She goes, that's it? I go, yeah, just hit send. Let's see what happens. I go, this is a fun game. Watch what happens. So she sends it to her girlfriend and her daughter. Her daughter's working, so her daughter doesn't come back. She's busy. She doesn't see the text, but her best friend comes right back to her. And her best friend says, what? You guys can guess. Her best friend says, what is it? That's what everybody says, you guys, right? I know. What is it? So when her friend responds back, this is what I said. I'm finding out how to get a wholesale. I'll call you as soon as I know. I'm finding out how to get a wholesale. I'll call you as soon as I know. And Nancy goes, that's it? And they go, yeah, that's it. And so what happened from there was Nancy sends it to her friend. Her friend sends back right away, okay, don't forget about me, right? And I look at Nancy and I can tell she totally gets it. Because remember, what you're doing when you're prospecting people is you're teaching them to do the business, right? You're teaching them to do the business. So if you follow that story all the way through, we're on the plane, didn't tell her too much, piqued her interest, kept her interested, showed her pictures, didn't sell her anything, kind of took it away a little bit, exchanged numbers, went to exposure number 2 in Starbucks. And by the way, multiple people stopped, looked at the pictures, and I turned around and said, hey, I've got some eye serum. You want to try it? This is what it does. And before we knew it, we had other people in there trying the eye serum. I had multiple exposures in there from people who I didn't even know, because we had high energy. We had a lot of fun, and we were just doing this. So what happened from that story was that Nancy said, oh my gosh, my friend, and I'm actually looking at this little sticky note that I have here, because I'm actually having coffee with her again, because I think I've got her now to the point of I can get her to join the business. And I've got a sticky note of all the people that we've sent text messages to and all the people who we're going to follow up with when we have coffee. And she doesn't know that, but on this exposure, I'm going to be teaching her how to follow up. And she's excited, and she's sort of in the rhythm of, what are we going to do today? And she told me she doesn't want to do the Miriam business, but in the process, I'm teaching her to do the business. She's seeing how easy it is. She's seeing how fun it is. And stay tuned, because Nancy Scott's my next brand partner. I just know she is, because I've already decided she's going to join the business. But in doing that, it's been really fun. She's like, well, my daughter lives in Dallas. She's an esthetician. I said, yeah, I know, Nancy. But this exposure process has been going on for about a month. And I'm just, if you're hearing something here, what I want you to get from this is there's some patience involved, right? Because if you wait patiently and you develop the friendship, because remember, I didn't know her not that long ago. And when I sent her a text and I said, hey, I'm having Nancy withdrawals. I got to see you soon. What are you doing? Let's have a coffee date. I go, how about lunch? Or something like that. She goes, I don't have a lot of time for lunch, but let's grab a coffee. And, immediately she responded. Immediately she wanted to get together again. And it's because and I was just going to say, because it was fabulous. Because I was just making a friend, because I was having fun with her. And every time I do this, you guys, it works. So when you do a sample, whenever you sample somebody on the night, the eye serum, especially because you're going to get a quick result, please use that question. It's money. Oh my gosh, look how great you look. No matter how the picture looks, even if it's a minor result. Oh my gosh, look how great you look. If you got results like these, how many people do you know that would want to get the results like this? How many people? Because I don't know about you guys, but from the time I got that bottle in my hand, for the next 3 nights, I couldn't sleep. And it was because I was thinking about the people that I knew. So get people to begin making a list in their mind. So that's my hot tip for your sample Saturday. I can't wait to hear about how it goes for you guys, but get that person thinking, get those pictures texted out to 2 or 3 more people. Use that exchange back and forth. And as soon as you sign that person up as a preferred customer, you can send their customer link. I'm finding out how to get a wholesale. I'll text you back as soon as I know. You teach them to send their link to those couple friends that wanted to know how to get it wholesale. Okay. And voila, you've got starting to get 3 or free for that customer or that. By the way, I've changed some verbiage, and it's also another key tip. I don't say customer, I say client. Attorneys have clients, right? It's more prestigious. You have an international anti-aging internet business, okay? You have clients. You don't have customers. We can talk about customers to each other, but when you're talking to people, clients. One of my clients, you should see the results she's getting. Okay, clients. It's much more prestigious. Anyway, I could go on because now I've had a lot of coffee and I'm ready for the day. So I've got my list. I've got my plans day. I am absolutely ready to kick it off. Annie, you are an extraordinary leader. This is such a big commitment on your part, and I hope that every person values you and adores you the way that I do. You're such an amazing leader, and I appreciate you. So with that, you guys, off and running today. Get your list together. Know who you're going to sample the product on. Go sit at a Starbucks. Are you kidding me? I had so much fun with Nancy Scott, and I can't wait to bring her into our Nerium family, and stay tuned for more on that. Make it a great day. Thanks, Annie.
Wow. Thank you so much, Aana. That, see you guys, I told you, now we can all this weekend become NLC and 3 are free just with that sample Saturday training. Oh my gosh. So, all right, you guys, we know what to do. Let's go do it. Have an awesome Friday. Have an amazing weekend, and we'll all be back here on Monday. I love you guys. Thank you, Aana, so much. Really appreciate it.
Hi, guys.
Thanks,
Thank
Aana.
you. That
Thanks,
was
Annie.
awesome.
Thanks, Aana.
That was amazing. Thanks,
Thank you.
guys.
Thank
Thanks,
you,
Annie.
Annie.
Thank you, guys.